Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Squadcast, the official podcast of Glasgow Warriors. Hope everybody is doing well and looking forward to Friday night's big URC match against Ulster here at Scotstoun. There are very limited tickets still available, so if you want a ticket, you know where to go. GlasgowWarriors.org, buy them now, make it a sellout, officially a sellout. I mean, it might be a sellout by the time this goes out. Murphy Walker, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thanks.
I don't know why I went very formal with your introduction there. That was doing well. You've been here for the last couple of weeks with your rehab. How's the rehab going?
Yep, good. I'm actually ahead of schedule, which is obviously a good thing. Got a follow-up scan on Friday, and speak to the specialist on Monday, and then hopefully get the all clear soon. So yeah, it's all going very well.
We've not had a game for a couple of weeks,
No.
But it would be remiss of us to not mention the fact that Scotland have been. I mean, we've won the Six Nations. Let's admit that just now.
Don't say that. That's good right now.
We'll not jinx it. But in all seriousness, how good has it been to see the boys in blue doing as well in the first couple of
I
weeks?
remember you asked in Ben Salmon's one.
Yeah.
About what do you think, and who's going to be decent, and I said Hugh Polotu.
You did.
And then what did they do the first game against England? Ripped up. So
it does look incredibly familiar, that try against England. We've seen it a couple of times. Perpignan,
yeah.
the Murrayfield, yeah.
It's good. Obviously, the boys are going very well. Got a tough couple of games ahead with France and Ireland, but
Easy, fine. Positivity.
Exactly. We've done it before.
So going all the way.
Exactly.
That's it. We'll probably introduce our guest, who is sitting very patiently to get in on the Scotland loving in the sideline.
Yeah.
It's Sean Kennedy. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thanks.
This is your first time on the Squadcast, obviously. Discussing off there, first time listener, first time.
No, I've heard it before.
I
I listened to Dunky Weir's podcast because he was telling me when he came back in how he'd never heard it, and then so I thought I'd go and listen to that.
Yeah, well, something it's always a good start to.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
But yeah, you've had a couple of games this season as well. You out in Perpignan.
Yeah, over there that was good way to win.
Enjoying a bit of a run around in that one.
Aye, it's always good to get a wee.
There's a wee bit towards the end. I don't know whether it made it into the official highlights package or not. I think we were playing with advantage against us at one point. I think you run probably about 120% from one side of the pitch to the other and almost go for an interception with your face.
Yeah, we had the yellow card on the wing, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
So I was just trying to boost from one side to the other, defending them all, get to the far side to help the boys, and then the guy would drop the ball anyway, so it was fine. I didn't have to make a tackle.
All down to you, defensive pressure.
No.
Marchie was singing his praises in the team meeting after it. So
see, there you go. You're allowed to talk yourself up on the Squadcast.
Because they were surprised that
an
old battler like me could actually get there.
But again,
handbrake it off.
I keep looking ahead to Ulster this weekend. We've not played them for a while now. I think start of last season. 9 games unbeaten. Just from your point of view as well, how good has it been to see the squad get on that run this season?
Yeah, it's been good. Like, you don't look back too much, I don't think. As a squad, we've been trying not to look back and be worried about losing a game because we're going to lose a streak. Like, we're looking each game, looking ahead, if that makes sense. So then, obviously, we've had a bit of a break now, coming back in last week for a few days training, which were pretty tough. And it kind of just reset the focus on what's ahead. It's a massive game at home. We need to win it. So that's where all the focus has been put. Not much speaking about what's happened in the past, really.
You talk about it as well. We talk about blocks in the season. We've obviously finished block 2. Like I said, start of block 3. I think there's 10 games in 11 or 12 weeks or something at this point as well. It's got to be some part of the season that you really enjoy as part of the squad.
It's a strange one though, because you lose a lot of boys to Scotland stuff. Yeah. So the squad does change, and then the guys who don't get as much game time with Scotland, they drip back in. So it's like the squad's always changing week to week. But it's always way better when you're coming into that part of the season having won a lot of games. Definitely, because you're still playing. We've still got so much to play for now in this season. Still in Europe, we can possibly pick up top 2, top 3 in the league. So that's the target for us. So it's exciting.
And on that incredibly positive note, we shall start episode 17 of the Squadcast properly. So, for those of you who are first-time listeners, and maybe second-time listeners, Donkey, if you're still out there, in front of us we've got the hat full of Squadcast scenarios. On the little scraps of paper there are various bits and pieces regarding your Glasgow Warriors teammates. Your job is to pull them out, answer them the best you can, and make sure that we get a spike in listeners after the first 5 minutes of this podcast. So, question 1, dive in.
Question 1. Favourite non-playing member of Glasgow Warriors? I feel like I don't want to single anybody out. I like quite a lot of people.
Sorry, you can give us a list.
I like Stuart Lewis.
Right.
Yeah, got a lot of time for Stu.
He was a keen listener at the start as well, so he'll enjoy that. I don't know. I'm assuming he still listens. Hope he does.
I think he does.
The two Stews they're good value.
Yeah.
We double act.
Yeah. Stu Dow's come up a few times on the answer.
That's why I thought I'd spread the love, you know.
Yeah, because Stu Lewis says he listens a lot because he's coming from Ardrossan every day. So.
It does, yeah. It's about a commute length playlist.
Yeah.
So he's just going to listen to me talking about him now, is he?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He'll be loving that. I like Stu.
Yeah.
He's always good value. But like I say, he's a wee double act with his dad. The two of them just cut about looking similar and
the lack of hair.
Yeah. So I know.
He's going to very quickly not enjoy this answer now.
No, I'm being positive.
But it's
Murphy's dragging it down.
It's a good group of non-playing staff. I'm saying this as one of the non-playing staff, but it's a good group of staff we've actually got here at Scots. And again, I don't know from your side, but there never seems to be a sort of them and us as it were with the non-playing staff and yourselves as the playing group. Does it feel the same for you guys?
Yeah, I think it has to. If there is a divide, it's kind of, it feels like work. I don't know if that makes sense, but everybody's trying to do the same thing. We want to win games. We want to bring people to the stadium. We want it to be fun. So if you've got a divide in the group, then it's not going to be good for anybody, really.
The big deal with this, the clans for the culture this year. Again, we keep talking about the clans every now and then. Murphy, do you want to give us a little bit of an insight to what the clans are?
Yeah, just kind of splitting the whole team up, including obviously staff as well as players, into 4 separate clans. I think it's north, south, east, west, and obviously you might cover the areas that you're put in. So myself, are you east as well?
I'm east.
Yeah, so
shout out to the east.
Yeah, Sheba and myself are east. We kind of cover everything in terms of community activities or any sponsor work or anything. We're kind of covering the East End, which is ideal for me because I live in the East End. But yeah, it's a good way to kind of bring the team together, doing like social activities, going out for meals and whatnot with everybody. We were on our last one a couple of weeks ago. So no, it's just another way to bond off the pitch and away from here. So it's good, but also a chance to divvy up any activities and sponsor stuff that we need to do.
Where'd you go on your night out?
Well, it was Cole that organised it, who didn't attend, and he organised it in the West End, an Italian in the West End, but said that'll be the last time that happens. So,
Cole, your card's marked by the sounds of it.
Exactly. There's plenty eateries in the East End, and don't worry, I've covered them all.
I do not doubt that.
Yeah.
Shiba, you did trust him?
I don't know.
The hesitation in your answer there implies that
there's
a question.
Batty gives me recommendations, so
yeah. Batty's a good man for that. He's a trusted source.
Yeah, exactly.
But we do other stuff with the clans as well. I think you've mentioned most of it. We'll try and tie it in with charity stuff as well. So we've got guys in each clan who are in charge of the social side, the community and charity side, the guys who kind of lead the clan. So anybody in the east, if there's any rugby clubs or interest in charities, hit me or Murphy up.
Yeah,
be keen to get involved.
All right, one of you want to pick out number 2? Where are we?
Go on, Murph.
Murphy, you're on it this time.
Delvin. Question 2. Which teammate is the best dressing room DJ?
Hotly contested title, usually.
See, I'm in the old boys' changing room, so there's never any tunes on in there.
What about Jim then?
Sammy Johnson is good for the backs, Jim. He's always reads the room well. Enjoys tunes. What game was it? It was Zebra away. Shuggy Jones was on the tunes. We were 24th man, and he was putting on some real funky beats, and I was really loving them. But I wasn't playing, so I don't know if anybody else was enjoying it. But I was having a great time.
Presumably Shuggy was.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then Kebble sometimes goes on the game day tunes. He's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Same.
Enjoy. I've been to Ibiza a few times in my life, so it's my kind of scene. That
I was just about to ask you where's your level from a music point of view, but I think you've just answered that.
Nah, I like all genres.
An eclectic mix.
Genuinely, ask the boys in the car when my shuffle goes on. Like coming from Edinburgh, there'll be all sorts coming out there. But yeah,
I'm just intrigued by the fact you said you're in the old boys' changing room and there's no music on. I thought, is that?
No, it's just there's not a speaker. It's not that we don't like music.
Oh,
we just don't have a speaker, so we don't.
I did have visions of yourself, and I can't say other names if they're not in the old boys' changing room. They get offended because that makes everything really problematic. But just everybody, like you said, Murphy's just said, sat round in silence listening to absolutely nothing.
No, we have conversations, grown-up conversations in that changing room. We don't go on TikTok and all that carry on.
On the driving front from Edinburgh, who's the best driving?
Who's the best driver?
Who's the best chauffeur? Like for everything, like who's the hostess with the mostest?
Oh, so it's all very different. If Tom Gordon, so in the car,
yeah,
there's potentially 5 max. Myself, Johnny Matthews, George Turner, Fraser Brown, and Tom Gordon. We all come from Edinburgh together. So any given day is different. If Tom Gordon isn't driving, he doesn't speak. He just sits there and doesn't offer much, unless there is a caveat, unless he runs his pub quiz that we sometimes do in the car.
Oh, nice!
And he's the quiz master, and he's really good for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? A mix of general knowledge? Or
Yeah, all sorts.
Yeah,
Nah, he just comes out. He just goes on his phone, gives us a quiz. Good value, kills the whole journey, usually. And then everybody's different. Obviously, I drive now and then. I like to think I'm all right. I keep the boys on their toes now and then in the traffic. I'll put the foot down when I see a gap. But yeah, no, it's all different.
Fair enough.
Shout out to Tom Gordon. He's got a Mazda that's got the most space in the back, because whenever I'm not driving, I'm in the middle in the back because I'm smallest.
I was going to say you seem to have drawn.
And I offer it. It's not like I get bullied into it.
Oh, fair enough.
I offer it up.
Bit bigger man.
Yeah. But he's got the most space in the back, so I like coming in his car when I'm not driving.
George's
George.
taxi.
So we call George's car the hearse. Or the Uber. He's it's a black Mercedes.
All right.
Yeah. So he's copped a bit of flack for that, but it's a lovely car, to be fair. Not great in the middle and the back, but
Comfort.
I can imagine it's nice to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact we got here from dressing room DJ. I'm all for it. This is the Squadcast in a nutshell. Anyway, question 3.
Which teammate would win SAS Who Dares Wins?
You been to Condor before?
No, I missed it.
We should probably
when I was
explain what Condor is at this point.
Condor's the Royal Marines camp up in Arbroath. It's literally hell on earth. From my experiences, anyway.
So when I first signed my first academy deal after under-20s, I was supposed to go into Glasgow.
Yeah.
I was an Academy Sevens player attached to Glasgow, but I'd already booked the boys' holiday, so I was like, I can't come in until after that. And then I missed Condor because of that. And then the following season went to Edinburgh, and I then came back here on loan straight away.
Did they go to
And
Condor
I missed
when
Condor again, yeah. So I was happy days.
You missed it both times.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Who's your pick for this in this case? Who's the one that actually loves that type of fitness, that type of regime?
Oh, like Jamie Batty's played every game under the sun, so I'd imagine he'd stride through that, no bother. Big Bean, being a military man, I'd imagine he'd be quite handy out there. Anybody else?
Did you do that thing at pre-season?
No.
Did you not?
No.
Where were you for that? I didn't do
I can't remember. There was a reason I wasn't there. I think it's because I was old.
101 reasons why you can't.
No, I
do
think it was genuinely. I was up for doing it, and then there was I don't know what the reason was.
That was some sort of SAS
the
based.
hold fast challenge.
Yeah, the hold fast. Yeah. I remember seeing videos of it of the boys because obviously we weren't back yet.
True. Yeah, you were on Scotland duty.
Yeah, it looked brutal.
Yeah.
You just saw some boys struggling to swim like Nathan and that.
Yeah,
who aren't the strongest swimmers.
I was thankfully not involved at all. Not even from the social media side from that, but yeah, from seeing the photos and the videos, there were some boys that were questioning their life choices at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as hard as what Condor sounded though.
No,
I've heard stories from Condor from years gone by.
Because boys stayed over there, didn't they? They done the overnight
we did a
thing.
3-nighter.
Yeah.
And like we arrived, and the first thing we did to arrive was obviously go in this big like hangar. It was like, right, chuck all your personal goods in there, like all your phones go into this one box. And then he was like, right, get your army gear on. And then he was like, right. Took us out the back. It was like pitch black. Took us out the back. It was completely soaking. He was like, right, everybody down on that line. It was like I don't know how to describe it. It was like a slight hill. And he made us commando crawl for about 100 meters. And then we thought we're done. And he was like, right, commando crawl all the way back up the hill.
Uh,
And then he was like, right, now you got to get unchanged into some dry kit. Oh, it was... We had to do a thing called sentry duty, which was in pairs every half an hour. We would stand at like a little point in your camp because we had a whole camp pitched. And our duty was to make sure that nobody got inside our camp to steal our so-called weapons. So every half an hour from 6 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning, you'd be on a rotation of getting up, putting on your wet clothes, standing out in the rain and cold for half an hour, making sure that nobody's coming in, and then after your half an hour's up, you had to get changed back into your dry gear. This is all in, like, you don't have a big tent. You've just got a square piece of tarpaulin that just gets like put in like a, I don't know how to put it, like just stakes in the ground and a little drawstring to keep it tight on the top, and you're literally
A tent.
yeah, a tent, but not a fancy one. It's not like one of those ones you get at the high street. But yeah, it was hell. I remember I was on sentry duty when the guy there was just a random bloke in the middle of the night trying to get inside our middle of our tent, and we had these fake guns, and we just had to go bang bang.
who do you think gets the bigger shock at that point? You boys are the random guy who's suddenly wandered into a tent full of professional rugby players.
Well, he was like proper scrambling on the floor to try like hide from us, but we could see him clearly. And then at like 4 o'clock in the morning, we got taken into the squash court to do this like circuit. But it was a bit like we were like, oh, this is alright. We'll just do a circuit for half an hour, or whatever. But it was a circuit with a difference. The rule was if so they had a marine in the middle, and then you know how a squash coach you can like stand at the top and view. They had a guy at the top standing watching us all, and he said if he could hear the guy in the middle talk to him, he'd add on calories on the bike. So we had to scream anything to make sure the guy at the top couldn't hear the guy in the middle. So you just got boys screaming what they had for breakfast and stuff. Like, it was weird. There was one of the Marines just shouted at one of the boys like, "What's your favourite Pokemon?" He just kept shouting Pikachu after like one after another as he's doing box jumps.
Oh my word! Sheba, I think you've sounded like you've had a decent escape here.
Aye, sounds it.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy I never went there.
This is where we find out. This is where you go for pre-season.
It's
If I wanted to go there, I would sign up to the army.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm not interested in them.
Yeah.
But I can tell you a different take on that question. Who would rip their armband off the fastest?
All right.
And VW and be like, no thanks. I reckon Simon Bergen's taking that off pretty quick. He's asking for a water break pretty quick, isn't he?
Mate. No, right.
Can we get some water, please?
I'm just gonna leave you to that because if Bergie takes this, he's.
He'll probably agree.
Yeah, I reckon Bergie would tell you that himself.
I'll
He'd be saying it's not for him.
I'll hide behind you if Bergie hears this and takes it the wrong way.
Not much to hide behind, Craig, but... Right, we'll get another question.
Yep.
Who is the most likely to text on my way when they're still getting ready? I don't know. Don't really see many of the boys through here that often, apart from team socials and training.
Yeah. I've heard Walt's bad for it.
Yeah, that Walt was the answer from Cam Neild.
I can't speak from experience, so...
Neither.
Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, apart from like work in my normal life, I am horrendous for timekeeping. Like I'm never late for anything to do with work, but like see if like me and my missus are going to our mate's house, we say we'll be there at 6:30, 6:30, easy. Between the two of us, we're both horrendous.
At least you're self-aware though. Like you feel like if
I wouldn't text saying I'm on the way.
No,
but I would just turn up late.
Yeah, that's probably better
Do you know
in a
what I
lot of ways.
So yeah, that's a personal reflection.
What's the logistics when you're bringing boys through? Do you have to go around and pick boys up?
Yeah, so it depends who's driving. If I'm driving, say, me and Tom live kind of near each other, so we're like the furthest from Glasgow basically in terms of driving. So if I'm driving, I'll go and get Tom. We'll then swing by Fraz's, which is on the way to Johnny's, and then we stop at Johnny's, pick him up, and then we do a massive detour to get George Turner.
Of course.
So we drive off the main road away into Rathall to get him, and then we go back on the main road, and then we make it here. So like me and Tom are in the car for like, depending on traffic, like an hour and a half, hour and 40.
Are any of them shocking for saying I'm ready? Are you waiting on anyone?
Nah. To be fair, all the boys are pretty good.
They do sound like a group that I can't think of any of yourself accepted. The four of them would be that bad.
Tom Gordon slept in when the boys went to South Africa though,
I stand corrected.
had a big, had a shocker.
How long? Oh yeah, because
I wasn't
drove
going, so
himself?
I was coming in myself anyway.
Yeah.
Johnny and Fraz and G were meant to be going with him, I think.
right.
I wasn't in the car, so I don't know, but he slept in. He was meant to be at Johnny's for like, say...
Oh, this is on the way here to get to the airport to go. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought you meant when you're in South Africa.
No, sorry. I think it was like the day we were leaving.
Oh, that's
Um,
the one day you really don't want to be doing that.
And I think, say, they had to be at Johnny's for 6:35. And like 6:35 came and went, and somebody phoned Tom, and he just woke up. He was just like, ah! So they just jumped in their own cars and head through. But apart from that, I've slept in once, but still made it on time just. But yeah, they're normally pretty good.
Dobie slept in the other day, and he woke up at 5 to 8 and got here for 10 past 8.
Wow.
Mental, isn't it?
That's a good effort. Where's he coming from?
Oh, just off Byers Road.
Ah, okay.
But he's literally...
I had him heard he was out your way. Yeah.
No, but imagine like sleeping and you're in Edinburgh, you're going to take...
Yeah.
Especially if you hit traffic, whereas Dobie's what? Get up quickly. 5 minutes done.
If I'm waking up at just before 8, I'm not getting here till 10:15, 9:30.
That's mental.
Touch wood, we don't sleep in anymore.
One more.
One more.
Let's do it.
Which teammate is the one who never stops talking on the pitch? Sorry, never stops talking on the pitch.
You
Oh,
take this-
just from experience, like
Yep.
Wilson's pretty good for that.
Yeah, that's one of the two answers would normally come to mind for that. It depends on whether you're going for a constructive, supportive one, or whether you're going
Oh no,
for
like
straight
I'll
trash talking.
yeah, I love when it's boys in your team. It's brilliant, especially when the other team don't have much to come. Like whoever it is in the other team doesn't have much to offer back.
Yeah. So what's the peak Wilson chat on this case? In that case,
I couldn't tell you exact example. There's a few, but
can't broadcast.
you probably couldn't say them on here.
I remember it was... I can't remember which team it was, but I think it was Bulls here. And Batty pretty much had a scrum. They kind of got the upper hand in the scrum, shall we say. And then Wilson was having a pop at the tight end, and Batty's like, "Stop! You're just making him more angry." That's not what he wanted.
He does seem like obviously he's a really good player. 50 caps for Scotland, 200 and whatever it is for us. But he does seem to. That's a hallmark of his career. If you look back from the last 13, 14 years of Wilson.
Yeah, but I get it though, because if you can take somebody's mind off what they're supposed to be doing, like you've gained an edge straight away.
Probably nobody better.
Yeah, and like obviously I'm a scrum half, so like growing up, I don't have size on my side, so I'll just give it like as much as I could.
You can probably run away quicker than most people you're aiming at as well.
Yeah, obviously you can talk what you want on the pitch, because if somebody smacks you, you're off. Like, do you know what I mean? You've done your job by then if that happens.
Yeah, but any experience of that? Maybe not getting smacked yourself, but any particular lines yourself?
Again, I don't know if I could repeat them on here. I've said all sorts, yeah. nothing terrible. Just there is just like a swear word in there, or comment on their appearance, or perhaps their weight.
I feel like you're targeting some certain people here,
Nah, like
a certain demographic of forwards.
I say what I see. What about that, Murph?
Catchphrase.
Often that's how it goes. But yeah, like,
Murphy, you say a certain
I like that.
demographic of forwards, dark arts to the front row.
Yeah, it seems like he's targeting the bigger guys.
nah,
Seems like you get so much time at scrum time, you could say anything you want.
Nah, I'm never going to. It was just more like, if as a scrum half, if like playing club games, especially like when I was younger, if like a big old forward's tackling you off the ball, I'd just give him some. Run away.
And then go for a pint afterwards.
And then hope they didn't remember in the clubhouse.
That's usually how it would go, I'd imagine.
And it's always just
Fun and games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just I carry on the pitch, and then afterwards it's done. I mean, obviously, if there's a line, if you cross it, then Joe Marler found out. Like you can't do you know what I mean? You can't be saying too ridiculous stuff. But like Wilson's is always pretty playful banner, and like he is trying to get under people's skin, but just wind up. You'd never. You know Will, so you know Will's like he's not like that off the pitch. Like he'll have a wind up, but yeah,
Just crack.
Glad he's on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've been at Edinburgh, so like
Have you received anything off Wills?
I can't remember. No, not personally. I was never on the pitch when he was.
What was it like? Like when you were at Edinburgh, previewing Glasgow, would they ever say like, "Oh, Wilson, like target him or anything"? Try and get him.
Nothing too bad. Like not as in like take him at the game because he's chirping.
But,
like
they flag him because they know he's going to be chirpy or something.
Nah, it was always like Booby Harley because he was just so nosy. Like every ruck, every maul, like every kick, like charge down or whatever it was, he was always doing something. So like he was somebody that the team would maybe be like, you need to deal with him. Not in a dirty way, just be like, you need to do a job on him. But when we were at Edinburgh, it was always just like, well, you know what the games are like. It's a derby, so you just want to get one up.
And on that note, we'll call an end to episode 17 of the Squadcast. Thank you very much to Sean and
thank you,
Murphy, for joining us. Sean, Murphy, we will see you again on Friday night at Scotstoun. I'll see you again next week.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see you at Scotstoun this Friday night as well. Warrior Nation. Like I said, tickets still available. Very, very few tickets still available on GlasgowWarriors.org. But in the meantime, he's been Sean Kennedy, he's been Murphy Walker, I've been Craig Wright, and this has been the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast.